Hi everyone, I'm Jess. Today we'll explore 14 key ideas about how you learn best. So learning becomes easier and more meaningful. But before we dive into our discussion, let me ask you something. Have you ever experienced na pumasok ka sa klase, nakinig ka, pero parang wala talagang pumapasok sa isip ninyo? But there are also times na kahit mahirap yung topic, parang ang dali lang intindihin. Okay? That difference tells us something important. Learning is not just about teaching, it's about the learner. This is exactly what the learner-centered psychological principles are all about. They explain how learning actually happens inside the learner, not just what the teacher does. So the learner-centered psychological principles developed by the American Psychological Association or APA explain how learning is influenced by thinking, motivation, emotions, development, social interaction, and individual differences. So there are 14 principles grouped into 4 areas or 4 categories. The first one is the cognitive and metacognitive. The second one is motivational and affective. The third one is developmental and social. And the fourth one is individual differences. So don't worry, we'll go through them one by one in a very simple way para mas madali nating maintindihan. So the first category is cognitive and metacognitive. And under this one, we have the first principle, the nature of the learning process. So learning is most effective when it is active, intentional, and self-directed. Learners construct meaning by engaging with information, reflecting on experiences, and applying ideas rather than simply memorizing facts. So let's start with this idea. Learning is active. Hindi kayo empty notebooks na sinusulatan lang ng teacher. Okay? So, learning happens when kayo mismo ang nag-iisip, nag-a-analyze at nagde-desisyon. So, think about this. Mas may natutunan ba kayo kapag lecture lang buong oras or may activity na kayo mismo ang gumagawa? So, most of the time, yung second, yung tama. So, halimbawa, kapag pinagawa kayo ng isang case study, at kayo ang naghanap ng solusyon, mas tumatatak yung lesson kasi kayo mismo yung nag-construct ng meaning. Okay? Second principle, goals of the learning process. So learning becomes more meaningful when learners pursue clear and personally relevant goals, while students may initially focus on short-term goals. Effective learners gradually develop long-term goals connected to personal and professional aspirations. So goals give direction to effort and of course persistence. Now, let me ask you something. Ano ba usually ang goal nyo sa subject? Pumasa lang? Yun ba yung pinaka-goal natin? Well, that's normal. But as learners mature, learning becomes better kapag meron kang personal goal or meron kayong personal goal. At first, short term lang. Parang ang dating makapasa this semester. Later, it becomes na magagamit ko pala ito sa trabaho or board exam. Halimbawa, nung una, tinatapos mo lang yung activities. Pero nung na-realize mo na relevant pala sa future career mo, mas nag-effort ka, mas nagtanong ka, mas nag-aral ka. Okay? That's the second principle. The third one is construction of knowledge. So, new learning is meaningful only when it is connected to prior knowledge and experience. So learners understand and remember information better when they can link it to what they already know. So without this connection, learning remains isolated and difficult to apply. So here's an important question. Mas madali ba kayong matuto kapag may connection sa experience nyo yung mga bagay-bagay? Di ba? Of course, learning works best when new ideas connect to what you already know. Dun sa alam mo na. So, halimbawa, sabihin natin, bago mag-discuss ng leadership, tinanong mo muna, may naging leader ba sa group work? Ano yung hirap? So, biglang buhay ang discussion. Why? It is because may pinanggagalingan na kayong experience. Okay? So, yun yung pakatandaan natin. Ang basis natin, yung prior knowledge. Okay? Number 4, strategic thinking. So, this refers to the learner's ability to select and use appropriate learning strategies depending on the task. Skilled learners know that different tasks require different approaches. So learning is not just about effort, but also about choosing the right strategy. Now, observe yourselves. Pare-pareho ba kayo ng paraan ng pag-aaral? Some of you gumagawa ng reviewers. May nagda-diagram, may nagpa-practice questions. Well, that's strategic thinking. Yan yung sinasabi na lang strategic thinking. Good learners adjust their strategy depending on the task. So, halimbawa sana, kung multiple choice, syempre, memorization. Kung essay, organize yung ideas. Kung performance task naman, kailangan ng practice. So, learning is not one size fits all. So, nakadepende yon sa strategies natin and depende sa level. Number 5, thinking about thinking. Metacognition. So, metacognition is the ability to reflect on one's own thinking and learning process. So, it involves planning, monitoring, understanding, and evaluating the effectiveness of learning strategies. So, metacognitive learners know when they understand and when they do not. So, this one is very, very powerful. So, have you ever realized na hindi gumagana ang study method ninyo? So, that realization alone is already learning. Metacognition means alam mo na kung paano ka natututo. So, halimbawa, binabasa mo ang notes pero wala pa rin pumapasok. So, you say, I need to change strategy. You watch videos, ask classmates, explain it to someone else. Well, that's thinking about your thinking. Okay? Number 6, context of learning. So, learning is influenced by the environment, culture, instructional practices, and classroom climate. So, even motivated learners can struggle in an unsupportive environment. So, a positive learning context encourages participation, risk-taking, and deeper thinking. Now, think about this. Mas natututo ba kayo sa klase na takot kayong magkamali or sa klase na pwedeng magtanong kahit mali? Obviously, the second. Learning is affected by classroom environment, culture, teaching style, technology. So, halimbawa, kapag supportive ang teacher at classmates, mas nagiging active kayo sa discussion. Okay? So, those are the first 6 principles dun sa ating first category. The second category is motivational or motivation and affective factor. Motivation and emotion. That's the number 7 principle. Emotion plays a significant role in learning. Positive emotions enhance attention and memory, while intense negative emotion interfere with thinking and performance. So learning requires emotional balance. Kaya kailangan balance yan. So let me ask, ano ang nararamdaman nyo kapag sobrang pressure? Konting kaba, okay lang. Pero sobrang anxiety, wala na. Blanco na lahat. Emotions affect learning. Halimbawa, kapag excited ka sa topic, mabilis mong maintindihan or mabilis mong naiintindihan. Kapag takot kang mapahiya, kahit alam mo, hindi ka talaga sumasagot. Okay? Number 8, intrinsic motivation. So, intrinsic motivation comes from interest, curiosity, and enjoyment. So, learners who are intrinsically motivated engage more deeply and persist longer. So, this type of motivation supports creativity and lifelong learning. Now, this is important. Have you ever learned something kahit walang grade? Kumbaga, hindi kayo motivated dahil kailangan nyo ng grade. That's intrinsic motivation. You learn because interested ka, curious ka, gusto mo talaga. So, halimbawa, may student na nagre-research pa kahit required, kahit hindi required, kasi gusto niya ang topic, hindi dahil may points. Yun yung intrinsically motivated tayo. Okay? Hindi kailangan na may points kaya kailangan mong mag-research. Okay? Next principle natin is motivation and effort. So, complex learning requires sustained effort over time. So, motivation determines whether learners persist through difficulty or disengage when challenges arise. So, effort is visible indicator of motivation. So, let's be honest. May learning bang madali lang? Yun yung question. May learning bang madali lang? Okay? Wala. Complex learning requires effort, time, persistence. Halimbawa, sabihin natin sa thesis, ilang revisions yung nangyari. So kung hindi ka motivated, susuko ka kaagad talaga. Pero kung may goal ka, tinatyaga mo kahit na mahirap. Okay? Next factor or next category is developmental and social. Again, number 10 principle, developmental influences. So, learning is most effective when instruction aligns with the learner's developmental level, intellectual, emotional, and of course, social. Pagpaligay natin, college students are expected to engage in analysis, evaluation, and synthesis, not merely memorization. So as college students, may expectation na hindi lang memorization, but analysis and critical thinking. So dapat ganun yung level natin. Pero kung pang high school yung approach ninyo at nasa college na kayo, well, hindi kayo mag-grow. That's the reality. Learning should match your developmental level. Okay, tandaan po ninyo yan. Number 11 principle, social influences on learning. So, learning is enhanced through interaction, collaboration, and of course, communication. Social engagement allows learners to exchange perspectives and clarify understanding. So, yung quality relationships support confidence and participation. Let me ask, may natutunan na ba kayo dahil sa classmate, dahil sa classmate, hindi sa teacher? Okay? That's social learning na tinatawag nila. Halimbawa, sa group work, may kaklase kang nag-explain in a way na mas malinaw pa kaysa sa libro. O, yan yung patunay that learning is social. Okay? Next factor or next category is individual differences. Number 12 principle is individual differences. Learners differ in abilities, strategies, interests, and pace. So these differences are natural and should be recognized rather than treated as deficiencies. So effective learning environments are flexible and inclusive. So one one important reminder. Hindi lahat mabilis. Okay? Hindi lahat pareho. May mabilis makagets, may kailangan ng time. That does not mean weak or strong. It means different. Okay? Number 13 principle, learning and diversity. So learning is most effective when learners' cultural, linguistic, and social backgrounds are respected. Check for the term, respected. Inclusion enhances motivation, engagement, and achievement. Learning improves when students feel respected, represented, and valued. Halimbawa, kapag relatable ang examples at inclusive ang language, mas engage yung ating mga estudyante. Okay, that's the number 13 principle. Last, the number 14 principle, standards and assessment. So assessment is an essential part of learning. It provides feedback that helps learners identify strengths, weaknesses, and areas for improvement. Kaya napaka-importante ang evaluation. So effective assessment supports growth rather than merely assigning grades. Last question ito. Para saan nga ba ang assessment? Para lang ba sa grade? Yun ba yung purpose ng ating assessment? Well, the answer is no. Assessment helps you know your strengths, identify weaknesses, and improve your performance. Halimbawa, quizzes show kung saan ka mahina. Project show kung paano mo i-apply yung learning. So those are the 14 principles na napaka-importante. To conclude, yung learner-centered principles remind us that learning is active and intentional, emotionally and socially influenced, developmentally appropriate, respectful of individual differences. Most importantly, tatandaan ninyo, learners are not passive recipients of knowledge, but active participants in the learning process.